defense attorney Joseph Tully to break down obviously there's so many ramifications here, but then the legal side of all of this. You have these parks. This is not the only water park or park in America. There's so many of them, and yet these things unfortunately do happen. What do we know about wherein lies the case right now moving forward, not just for the family but also for the park?
Certainly. Well, this is certainly a very heartbreaking development. Our condolences go out to the family and the community as they're grieving. So we have very limited information right now. We know that it was reported to have occurred in the wave pool at the park, and that it goes up to 6 feet deep. There's a life vest requirement for children under 4 feet tall, that there were 10 lifeguards on duty, and that the lifeguards noticed that there was some distress. The child was transported to a hospital. There was a lot of coordinated efforts to revive her, and she tragically did not make it. In terms of the legal aspects of this, all tort claims, and there's criminal law when someone gets arrested, and there's tort if something happens to someone. And it boils down to 4 elements: duty, breach, causation, and damages. Here, as you bring up, all water parks have a duty. They have a duty to have safe equipment. They have a duty to hire competent professionals. They have a duty to make sure the professionals are acting competently while on the job. So duty, breach, the question in court will be, did they breach that duty?
Yeah. Well, to your point also, you bring cause, right? We don't know. Like, this could have been a medical emergency that had nothing to do with the park at all. It was just the site of, right? Can there still be a tie to this where maybe a park says, you know what, we don't want any more press about this. Let's just resolve this amicably outside of court, even if this means, providing whatever, I don't want to call them damages because they may not be referred to as that at that point.
Sure. People settle all the time for various reasons, and a lot of times you can settle even though you don't feel that you're at fault. So yeah, duty, breach, causation, as you point out, we don't know what caused this, if anything. It could have been a separate medical thing. However, Hershey's has promised to fully cooperate with law enforcement. They've promised to do a thorough internal review, and from the statement that they gave, seemed to be very heartfelt and very together with the family in this. And it looks like we will know more information. But yes, the situation will play out in court, and it will go along this outline, as I've mentioned: duty, breach, causation, damages. And we'll see, as more and more facts come out, we'll see how it weaves into that outline.
Yeah. Joseph, I know that we'll be hearing much more. I imagine a lot of people from this area obviously go to Hersheypark. But again, like we talked about, we don't know. Based on the statement, it seems as though this may have been an isolated incident that had nothing to do with the park. Regardless, still, our hearts go out to that family. Thank you, Joseph, for breaking that down. All right, like we talked about earlier with Caitlin, incredibly hot weekend as we give you another live look here at Ocean City. We've been talking about those temperatures. We'll check back in with her at 4 o'clock because clearly as we look at this heat wave and the heat dome that's incoming, those, of course, bring in for some dangerous